Chapter 15, number 34, and number 27. Dance pass through all the stages of torture, natural prisoners, and suspense. You will sustain it first by a pride of conscious innocence, which is a sequence of hope. And again, the doubt his own innocence, which was justified in some measure, come to believe in his mental alienation. Then, like his sentiment of pride, addressed his application of the God, but the man. His voice laughter with remorse. Unfortunately, ought to begin with God, do not have any hope in Him until they have exhausted all other means of deliverance. Dance has to be removed from the present dungeon to another for a change, over disadvantageous to a change, or afford him some amusement. Free to be allowed to walk about, have fresh air, books, and writing material. The request was not granted, but he kept on asking all the same. Captain supposed taking a new jailer, although the latter was, if possible, take turn the last old one. But still, to speak to a man, even though mute or something. Dan spoke for the sake of hearing Van's voice. He tried to speak when alone, but the sound of the voice terrified him. Often, before his captivity, Dan's mind and thought idea of similar prisoners made up of thieves, vagabonds, and murderers, and they wished to be amongst them, in order to see some other face. Cried out of the jailer, sorry for the galley, the infamous costume, the chain, the brand on the soldier. Galley slave breathed fresh air of heaven and saw each other. They were very happy. He thought the jailer one time let him have a companion, even if it were even the mad happy. Jailer, the rough and hard my cousin's father so much suffering, not of yet a man. When his heart, he often had a pity unhappy young man suffered so that later Cristo number 34 before the governor, but later seemingly imagined that down to risking his fire attempted to escape. Refused this request. Dancers refused, forced all human revolver. He then returned the card. More the pious ideas that had been so long forgotten returned. He collected the prayers his mother had taught him. Discovered a new meaning every word, for in prosperity prayers seem but mere mentally words, till misfortune comes, and happy sorrow forever understand the meaning of sublime language, like the pity of heaven. Pray and pray loud, long and terrified the sound of that voice, with spell and full of ecstasy. He laid the action of his life for the Almighty. Further talks the task was accomplished. At the end of every prayer, he used entreaty often addressed the man than the God. Forgive us our trespasses, and forgive them the trespass against us. Yet, in spite of his earnest prayers, Dance remained prisoner, and gloom settled heavily upon him. Dance, a man of great simplicity of thought, without education, could not, therefore, in the forge of his dungeon, traverse the mental vision of history of the ages. Bring to life the nations that have perished, rebuild ancient cities so vast and stupendous in the imagination, and pass for the eye in glowing and textual colours in mountains, Babylonian pictures. He could not do this, he whose past life was so short, his present so melancholy and future so doubtful. 19 years of light to reflect upon in eternal darkness. No distraction would come to his aid. He began to experience that could result in thus visiting the powerful in prison like an eagle in a cage. Clung to one idea that his happiness destroyed by the apparent glory of an unheard of fatality. Bitter and reconcealed this idea about it, so to speak, as the lack of melancholy about the skull worship of Roger and the banner of Dante. Rage planted religious fervor. Dance uttered blasphemies that made a jailer a recoil of horror, jacked himself furiously against the wall with prison, relative horrid anger upon everything. Chiefly upon himself that the lasting grain of sand of straw breath of air that annoyed him with the approximations of fury, and the letter that fell for the children recurred to his mind. Every line gleamed forth from fury letter from the wall like men take on breath and Belshazzar. Call himself an empty man, not to mention heaven that just plus plunge him in deepest misery. Finally, the known persecutors of the most horrible tortures he could imagine, and found them all insufficient, because after torture came death. After death, not repose, at least the boon of unconsciousness, but din of constantly droning on the ear to incurity of death and punishment were in the end view other voices and tortures of death must be rendered. Again, reflecting on suicide, and happy as he was, who on the brink of misfortune, brooded over the ideas like these. Forming the dead sea of stretches of due calm for the eye, but he who warily adventured with his embrace finds himself struggling with monster to drag him down to perdition. Once left ensnared, and left protecting Henry guard let him dance. All was over. He struggled with the tender and hastened his destruction. A state of mental anguish here were less terrible than the suffering from fear or the punishment of the possibly followed. There was a sort of consolation and contemplation of the yawning abyss, at the bottom of which lie darkness and obscurity. Everyone found some solace in these ideas. One of his sorrows, all his suffering was a train of gloomy spectres, suffering his soul in an angel of death seemed about to enter. Dancing viewed his past life with composure, looking forward to terror of the future existence. Through the middle line that seemed to afford him a refuge. Sometimes, said he, my voice, when I was a man and commanded other men, I've seen heavens overcast, and sea raised in foam, storm arrive like a monstrous bird, being the horizon with its wings. You heard my vessel a vain refuge. It trembled and shook before the tempest. Soon the fury of the wave was fired as sharp rocks announced the approach of death. Death then terrified me. Neither my skill and intelligence the man and sailed a struggle against wrath of God. I did so because of that. I was happy, had not courted death. I was cast upon a bed of rock, and seaweed seemed terrible. I was willing that I, a creature made for the service of God, should serve food with gulls and ravens. But I was different. The lust sort of bound me to life. Death smiles and bites me in pose. I die after my own manner. I die exhausted and broken spirited, as I fall asleep when I pace 3,000 times around my cell. No sooner did this idea of taking possession of him, than he became more composed, Rangers carried the best of his power, ate little, and slept less. And this almost horrible, but further with rather clear like a worn-out garment. Two minutes of self-destruction at its level, hanging himself with his handkerchief to window bars, refused food, died of starvation. The first were repugnant to him. Times were entertaining great horror parts was hung up to Yaganan, who died and seen the infamous death. For time Dr. Second, in a day fair of resolve. Nearly 4 years passed away, and the second it ceased in a lapse of time. John said, I wish to die. Taking the manner of death, and fearful changing of mind, taken over to die. The morning meal approached before they were casting out the window. They were thinking of eating, get the word twice a day cast out. Good about after visions of day reported. First scale, deliberation, and laughter of regret. Nothing but recollection of votes given French proceed. Hunger made rounds more once repugnant, now acceptable. He would have played in his hands for an hour at a time, till it gave softly the morsel of bad meat, obtained the fish, of blackened moldy bread. He was afternoon like attending a revolution of despair. Then his dungeon seemed less sombre, his prophet less desperate. He was still young. He only 4 or 5 and 20, and nearly 5 years to live. Nearly 50 years to live. Unpulling the gate by I opened the prison door and saw him to liberty. He raised his lips up, half like watching his analyst reviewed himself. The authority of those would not break it. Biff's laughed sufficient, not sufficient strength. He arrived and cuffed the supper out of the loophole. Next morning could not see or hear. Jailer appeared of dangerously ill. Everyone heard he was dying. Thus the day passed away. Everyone felt a sort of stupor creeping over him, which brought with the feeling of almost contempt. Gnawing pain in his stomach had ceased. The thirst had abated, and he closed his eyes for myriads of lights, dancing toward my little wisps that lay on the marshes. In the twilight of a mysterious country called Death. Suddenly, at 9 o'clock in the evening, everyone heard a hollow sound in the wall against which was lying. So many loathsome animals inhabited the prison, their noise did not, in general, wake him, but whatever else in the quickened faculties, it was rather really loud and unusual. Everyone raised his head and listened. There was continuous scratching, as made by a huge claw, powerful tooths, and iron instrument attacking the stones. Although weakened, the young man's brain instantly responded to the idea of wanting to a prisoner. Liberty. It seemed to him that heaven at last taking pity on him, and the noise warned him on the very edge of brink of the abyss. How fond of beloved ones so often thought of, thinking of it, driving the diminish the distance of separated. No, doubtlessly they was deceived, but one of those dreams before undead. Evan still heard the sound. It lasted nearly 3 hours, then heard the noise of something falling, and all was silent. The round after it began again, nearer, and more distinct. Evan was intensely interested. Suddenly the jailer returned. For a week he resolved to die. In 4 days he was cutting out his purpose. Evan had spoken to the attendant. An answer was good for the matter of him. Then he faced the wall and looked so curiously. Now the jailer might fear the noise, would enter it, until for a ray of something like hope and soothed his last moments. The jailer brought him his breakfast, downstairs up and began to talk about everything. The bad quality of food, about corner food, the grumbling and complaining in order to have a useful eating louder, rearing in the presence of the jailer about the kindness of bought broth and white bread for his prisoner. Unfortunately, he fancied that balance was delirious, taking the food at the table for his food. Everyone listened, the sound came more distant. There can be no doubt about it, thought he. Just some prisoner was striving to obtain his freedom, who was only there to help him. Suddenly another idea took possession of his mind. His misfortune was scarcely capable of hope. He had noise made by workmen in order government order to pay the man for injunction. If he sustained this, how could it wish to question? It was easy for their attention noise, which countlessly listened. But might he not, by this means, show help to a more important for the satisfaction of their own curiosity, put him in the brain so people could blend for him. For one means of throwing the fear and clearness to his judgment, turning his eye toward the soup which the jailer had brought, rose and staggered toward it, raised his vessel to the lips, and drank off the contents with feeling indescribable pleasure. I often heard that shipwrecked persons died through having eagerly devoured too much food. And when the place on the table the bread about to devour, turned with couch, did not wish to die. The pair of ideas began collecting. Could think, strengthened his thoughts by reasoning. He returned to himself. Must put this to the test, without compromising anybody. Give it to workmen. I need but knock against the door and see if you'll cease to work, or to find out who is knocking, why it does so. If occupation sanctioned by the governor is sure to resume it. If on the contrary, the prisoner, the noise will alarm him. You'll cease, and begin again to think so under the sleep. Kevin rose again, but this time his legs did not tremble. His fire was clear. In the corner of the dungeon, detached of stone, with it knocked against the wall where the sound came. He struck thrice. At first blow, the sound ceased as by magic. Different 10 of now passed. 2 hours passed. No sound heard from the wall, or silent there. Whatever, Kevin turned his mouth for bread and water. Thanks to the vigor of his constitution, found himself well nigh recovered. Day passed away in utter silence. Night came without regard to the noise. It is a prisoner, said Evan, joyously. Not past perfect silence. Evan's blood. In the morning, Jelly brought impressed provision. He already devoured those berries of day and D. He was listening English for the sound. Looking round and round the cell, taking out power of the loophole, growing bigger and luxurious limb for exercise, preparing himself for the future destiny. In all, we listened to her learn as the joy had not begun again, growing patient and prudent as a prisoner. Yes, been served by a captive as anxious as living himself. 3 days passed, 72 long hours, tedious hours, yet she counted off by minutes. I think one evening the jailer resisting half time at night, times to the air for 100 times the wall, fancied heard an almost imperceptible movement among the stones. He moved away, walked up and down his cell, collected his thoughts, then went on back and listened. The matter was no longer doubtful. Something was working the other side of the wall. Prisoner discovered the danger and substituted an evil for a chisel. Courage in discovering Given the term of 15 practical labor, became a moving bed, ground rounds in which could pierce the wall. Penetrating moist cement, displaced stones for nothing. Yet no knife or sharp instrument. Window grating of iron. They too often assure itself of its leading. Or furnished with bed, chair, table, pail, and jar. Bed of iron clamps, but they are screwed to wood, would require a screwdriver to take them off. Table and chair, nothing but pail had once possessed the handle, but that had been removed. Chance of a wonderful for to break your jug, and with one sharp fragments. Then lugged on the floor on the floor and broken pieces. Down secured 2 or 3 of the sharpest fragments in his bed, leaving the rest on the floor. The rigging of the jug was too natural an accident, besides the vision, given they were all night working, but in darkness couldn't do much. Good fellow working back against something very hard, pushed back his bed and waited for the day. The morning night heard the complaining workmen who continued to mind their way. They came, and Jell entered. Dan stolen the jug had fallen from his hand while drinking. Jell went grumbling and fetched another. By giving himself the trouble to remove the fragment of the broken one. When speedily advised the governor to be more careful and departed. And joyfully a key grated in the lock, listened to the sound of stops tied away, and hastily was closing his bed. With like pendulum, so he played usually people's evening taking stone. Instead of removing the plaster that surrounded it. The damper remained at fireball. Sounds of it break off and fall off what is true. But end of half an hour I've kept off a handful. Mathematician might have calculated that 2 years, serving that rock was not encountered. Compared to 20 feet long and 2 feet broad. Proving the person with not having self-employed hours of half and vain hopes, prayer and despondency. 26 years of imprisonment might have been accomplished. In 3 days succeeded Mariners. Of course, moving the cement and birthing its turmoil. All good of rough stones. Language to give strength to the struggle of human stone involved and embedded. Well, leave the covered, which must remove from its socket. That's the stroke of this with nails, but they're too weak. Fragments of the jug broke. Half an hour use of style on the board. What if you his life stopped at the beginning? Was he to wait inactive until his further working period of staff? And it occurred to him. Well, the best patient tried in the forest. Joe was brought to sound sleeping behind all Forceman. This Forceman claimed two for both prisoners, were doubted those grateful, half empty, according to the turn its turnkey came to him as commanding first. Henry was Forceman of iron. Downs was given 10-year life in exchange for it. Joe was customers poured the contents of the Forceman into Downs' plate. Downs had reading the food with a wooden spoon, watched the plate. It was thus served for every day. Then even came when playing down the door, Joe was in the tip on the broken. This time you couldn't blame Downs. You're wrong to leave it there. But you were wrong for not looking for him. Gianna, therefore, and he grumbled, look up, knowing the poor Flippy did, turn to 5 cents over on plate. To no return. Leave this off me. Downs, you can take it away when you bring my breakfast. You've lost it to jealous taste. It's better a necessity to make another trip. He left the saucepan. Downs had found himself going. Probably was out of food and after waiting an hour, unless the judge changed his mind, turned to bed, took handle the fork from third to point between him and stone, rather than stone to the wall, pointed to leave it. They fell off and showed times the wall. Well, end of the hour. The stone educated from the wall. Leaving cavity a foot and a half down. Downs carefully collected the plaster and carried in the corner of the cell and covered it with earth. Wished to make the rest of his time with the means of labor. He worked without ceasing. At dawn of the day, he placed the stone, put the bed against the wall and lay down. Breakfast considered a piece of bread. Joe placed the bread on the table. Well, don't tell me bring me another plate. Said that. No, tended drinking. You destroy everything. First you break your jar, then you make them break your plate. You want to prison to follow the example, I'm going to be ruined. I'll leave it as forfeit. What are you thinking of that? But third, for the future, hope you not be destructive. Now it's raised survived the heaven and clapped his hands, legs covered. Put more gradually possession of his big mind, and then he never felt for anything. You notice how the prisoner outside seeks the neighbour, no matter, there's a better reason for proceeding. The neighbour will come to him and go to his neighbour. All day, entirely. By the evening of the season, extracting 10 handfuls for pasta and banging with the stone. Hours out of the wide. Down straight and hand and forth and the cord, prisoner custom place. Turnkey plenty poured a ration of soup together with the fish for first week. Couldn't have deprived meat. This would be a matter of regular time, but that's not long. Had not done as long as he used to do so. To pour out the soup took me a while, tired. Now switched out the teen whether his neighbours really used to work. Listened to all the silence. It had been for the last 3 days. Outside, as evidently trusted. Neighbour distrusted him. Oh, toiled on all night without him being discouraged. After 2 or 3 hours encountered an obstacle. I made an impression. I met for service members. Then I touched the panel of a beam. The beam crossed rather blocked up the whole dance of lane. It was necessary, therefore, to building a bother under it. Unhappy young man up toward this. God, my God, murmured he. So honest and prejudice, I hope my prayer been heard. Pardon me of living and pardon me of death. And you've got me into existence by Peter me. Don't let me define this man. Who talks to God in the spirit at the same time? Said a voice, that seemed to come beneath his eyes, then by distance seemed hollow and sepulchral. Young man, right, yes. Edmund's hair torn then rose to his knees. Ah, said he, in a human voice. Everyone here and there speaks of a jail for 4 or 5 years. Jail of the man is prison, a living door, barrier of flesh and blood, exchanged with strength of open eye. The name of heavens cried down, speaking again through his soundless eyes, terrified. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Said the voice. An unhappy prisoner cried Dance, made of devastation in country. Now what country? A Frenchman. Your name? Edmund Dance. Your profession? A fellow. How long have you been here? It's the 28th of February, 1815. The crime? I'm innocent. What do I be accused? We haven't conspired to aid Emperor's return. What? The Emperor's return? The Emperor's no longer on the throne then? Dedicated at Fontainebleau in 1814 was sent on the Melbourne. But how long have you been here, ignorant of all this? It's 1811, down south. This man has been 4 years longer than himself in prison. Don't dig anymore. Said, for going to tell me how high up is your excavation? On a level with the floor. How is it concealed behind my bed? Has your bed been moved into being a prisoner? No. What does he say with a open on a corridor, and a corridor on a court? Last. But what is the matter? Cried Johnson. I made a mistake in knowing the error of my plan for drawing an angle and come out 15 feet from where I intended. Took the way more of your money and go down toward the fortress. Didn't even close to the sea. That's what I hoped. Person who conceded, returned himself to the sea, gained with islands in here, island two, and island two, would have been safe. Could have been going some so far. Everyone's making a exchange, but now all. Yeah, stuck my expectations. Wait till you hear from me. Tell me at least you are. I'm number 27. You trust me then, said Dance. Dance offended. Yes, he and the big Bob was telling her. Oh, Christian. Right. Continued his man went to abandon him. Afraid that by him who died for us at North shall induce me to speak unsealable to my jailers. I can conjure you to not abandon me. If you do, I'm afraid that you've got to the end of my strength. And dash my brains out against the wall and have my death spread yourself with. How old are you? Your voice is that of a young man. I don't know my age when I counted years I've been here. Who would I know that? Just 19 or arrested. 28th of February, 1815. Not quite 26, murmured the voice. At that age, you cannot be a traitor. Oh, no, no, I don't. A traitor again. I won't betray you, allow myself to hack to pieces. Didn't want to speak to me after my assistant for about to form another plan. Leave you. For your age will reassure me. Don't forget me. Wait. How long? Must calculate enchanter to give you the signal. Do not leave me. You can come to me or let's come to you. We'll escape. We can't escape, we'll talk. Whether you in love, whether you are alive. Best son of fun. No, I'm alone in the world. Then you'll love me. If you're young, I'll be a comrade. If you're old, I'll be a son. My father was 70 if he yet lives. You love him, a young girl named Mercedes. Father not yet forgot me, and sure, God alone knows that she loved me still. Love you as I love my father. As well, join the voice. Tomorrow, few words out of the action, if not ours, sincerely. Transfers. First fragment to the same precaution as before, push his bed back against the wall. Himself up for his happiness, would no longer be alone. Was perhaps about to gain liberty. The worst, we would have a companion, captivity of shares, but half captivity. Things made in common with prayers. Prayers, the two and three are gathered together, break mercy of heaven. All day, Larswell walked up and down the cell, sat down occasionally in bed, putting the end in on his heart. Hard noise around the door. After twice, so across his mind they might be separated from this unknown, whom he loved already, and then his mind had made up. John moved his bed himself to another, and kill him in his organ jug. Came to die, and grief there, and back with snow caught him alive. John came in the evening, started in his bed, seemed to just better guarded the unfinished opening. Dad left the same expression of eye, for Dad said, come you go, man again. Dad said an answer. He was an emotional voice of betrayal. Dad went shaking his head. Night came. Dad had been able to proper silence and dressing room was taken. Before he opened the moved his bedroom wall, heard 3 knocks. Put himself on his knees. Is it you? Said he. I'm here. Your Dad gone? Yes. Dad said. We don't return to the evening, so we have 3 hours, 12 hours before us. I can work that. To the voice. Oh yes, please send me treatment. At that moment, right up floor on the side of the dressing came 2 hands. You know, his head an opening. Suddenly gave way. Drew back smartly, while massive stones knives appeared in the hole that opened the laboratory, himself to form. In front of the bottom of his passage, that was ruffled of measure. It was his head and the shoulders, left spotted man fell lightly into a cell.